Hey guys, Jordan Strader with Mr. Financial, and today I want to talk to you about fortunes in the follow-up. This is a subject that I've heard many streams talk about. Every major sales guy that I've ever watched has talked about. Even recently, one of the number one sales guru guys out there, Grant Cardone, he talks about this a lot. Love that guy. He puts out a lot of great information, and he really harps on fortunes in the follow-up, and he is one of the top sales guys in the nation and top sales trainers. And then even this last week, I was looking at watching videos by Tai Lopez. Love that guy too. Puts out a lot of great content, a lot of good videos. One of the best online or best YouTube marketers out there. A lot of great guys out there putting out stuff, but he did a great video on it. So I'm just trying to give him some praise and some honor. But I've heard tons of people talk about this, right? And what I would say myself is everything that I've also heard too in the real estate arena is list to last. And it was like, I was wondering like, well, why is that? Because I think when you earn that listing, then of course, if that buyer is buying, if that person is then going to continue on with buying something and buying in that local area, you're going to double down on them, so to speak. But you get a greater relationship, I feel, with a seller, especially when you deal with them twice. And then if you do any type of moderate follow-up with them, you're going to get them in the future. But what I wanted to do is I want to give you 5 key points to reasons in specifically real estate on how you can help in fortunes in the follow-up. So here's what we're going to do. Number one is going to be monthly newsletter and data. Okay, so some type of email that is a newsletter, you know, it's got to be coming from you. And I'm going to also put in here market data. Okay, so that's number one, monthly newsletter and market data. Okay, so important. So, and what you're going to need in order to do these things is going to be the right software. If you haven't looked at my software video yet and what I recommend there, please go to that and get that because that's how you're going to implement these tools, okay? But you need to have an email marketing tool, your marketing team, whoever's helped put it, or if it's you, whatever, make sure you get this in place. Get them out some type of monthly newsletter that is giving them market data on their house, so specifically their area, their house, and what's going on, and then maybe some area events, up and coming things, whatever's going on in their city, whatever you want to put in there. There's all kind of great ideas, and I'm not going to get into how to build that out or anything. I'm just saying that's one of the number one things you want to do. That way you're just touching them once a month, and don't get into anything crazy. Please do not send these people way too many emails and follow up because all they're going to do is unsubscribe from you. Even once a week is just too much. They're already getting junk mail from everything under the sun. All you're just trying to do is just touch them just once, okay? And you're going to, in this monthly newsletter, you're going to accomplish 2 things. You're going to give something of value, so like some sort of blog post, market area review, things going on in the area, but then you're going to hit them with the market data on their house kind of thing. If you have to do that in 2 emails, that's fine. What I would do at that point is flip-flop it. 1 month is newsletter style, the next month is market data. Okay, so break that up. But essentially, they're only going to get 1 email a month from you, except when number 2, we're going to do birthdays and holidays. Obviously, that's a given. A lot of people do that. Now, any month that they do have a birthday or there's a holiday in the month, they're still going to get this. So those will be the months that they'll get 2 emails. If their birthday happens to be in a month where there's also a holiday, then that's fine. They're actually going to get 3 emails. Again, it's fine. You're just staying consistent with the market data and newsletter. You're going to hit them up on birthdays and holidays. And then as far as, and this is emails, so this is strictly emails. You could even go a step further as far as specifically on their birthday with a text message. So if you have the right software system that you could do it, you could even text them a happy birthday, or also inside of your Facebook, if you're making everybody your friend that is your client or likes your business page or whatever, you can create alerts in your phone, you can create alerts in your software system, however you want to do it. I think the software system's the best, but create alert in your software system where your admins or your ISAs or whatever can shoot them out a specific message through social media, and it can be a private message or a shout out on the page or whatever, however you want to do that. But that's a way to just kind of ramp it up right there with some specifics, okay? Number 3, we're going to do bi-yearly calls, okay? Now this can be text messages, so we'll just do like this too. And frankly, that is a better way to do it with the text message. We do it both ways. You also can do drop voicemails. So if you've looked at the software that I've put out on that before, there's a software that essentially you put people into a system, you pre-record the message, and it drops it right on their voicemail without even ringing. You could do that too. You can send them text messages, whatever. But this is bi-yearly. So every 6 months, you are calling them, texting them, dropping a voicemail on them, whatever, just saying, hey, how you doing? If you have any questions or blah, 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 whatever you want to come up with. Again, I'm not trying to teach you how to script anything in this video, but just giving you this, saying, hey, do these bi-yearly calls, text messages, etc. Okay? Then number 4 is going to be closing gifts. Okay? But not just closing gifts, but the right one. Okay? And I talk about this in my closing gifts video. If you've watched that, if you've bought one of my courses and it's in there, or if this is up on YouTube or whatever, look at the right closing gifts. But it's important to have the right closing gifts that's going to last a long time with them. Something that when they pick it up or touch it, they're going to be dealing with it on a regular basis with your information on it, so they can see it and that's being pounded into them. And every time they see it, they're reminded by it. Anytime somebody else asks about it, etc., you know, they got it from you. And so that's a real important thing that keeps you in front of their mind. Okay, and then the last thing that is kind of goes along with the closing gifts is a yearly gift. Now you might be thinking, this is a crazy one. Now this is a brand new one to me. I didn't come up with this. Somebody else gave it to me. Again, I'm copycatting them, which I talk about copycatting. I'm a professional copycatter. There's no problem with that. You can copy me. Some of these ideas I came up with, some of them I didn't. This is one I did, and this is one that we just started implementing recently, but I thought was a crazy awesome idea. And that was, you can look at it 2 ways, okay? You can look at your gifts here, and whatever your budget for your gifts are, you can keep it the same, but here's what you want to budget your yearly gift into, okay? When you're looking at how much it costs to obtain a client, right? And you have to look at your data sheets and look at how much are you spending on marketing and infrastructure to close one client. What is that number? For Hicks and Giggles, let's just say it's $500, okay? Most people are going to be somewhere close to that range in most parts of the country. If you're in higher end areas, like I've got areas that we're spending almost $1,500. Okay, but the point is, for now, we're just going to use this $500. Well, if it costs you $500 to obtain a client, how much does it cost you to send monthly newsletters and market data? If you already have the software and already have all the drip campaigns, etc., that you're using for your active clients, how much does that cost? The answer, 0. It costs 0. Nothing. Zada. Zip. Nada. Whatever you want to call it. 0. How much does it cost to do the birthdays and holidays? 0. Nada. Zip. Nothing. Okay? You get the point? Now, how much does it cost to do bi-yearly calls and text messages? Maybe a little bit. I mean, you do already have the phone systems because you're working with active clients. The person that might be doing that for you, if you do it yourself, it costs you nothing. If you have somebody that does it for you on your team, okay, that does take a little bit of time out of their each day. Maybe they're calling a couple clients a day just to handle that one thing, which would be years into it. I mean, a bi-yearly phone call on one client. I mean, come on. You know, and this isn't a 20-minute interview here. This is like a 2-minute phone call, right? I would say, again, this is costing you literally next to nothing. So I'm going to put another 0 there. You might could say, I don't know, $5, $50. What, I mean, we could put something behind it, you know? So we could just say, we'll just say $5, that way we put a number on it, right? Then you look at a closing gift. Now I'm talking a good closing gift. I'm not talking about no $50 gift card to Home Depot. I'm not talking about you gave them a $150 like basket of all these goodies and gifts that they're going to eat and chomp up, or you know, whatever. You got them a good long-lasting gift. Let's say you spent, and I've given examples in our other videos, anywhere from $60 to a couple $100. But let's just say you spent $200 on the closing gift. Okay? So you got $200 on the closing gift. Now, when you look at this and you go 0, 0, $5, $200, the closing gift was already wrapped in to the cost of that client. Okay? But in essence, even if we roll that forward to how much it costs to, let's say, obtain them again as a client, it's only going to cost us $205 so far. So out of our $500 minus 205, okay, we've still got $295 available to spend on any marketing, and anything we spend less than $295, we're beating our number on how much it cost us to obtain a client. Okay? So, when you look at a yearly gift, let's look at the average. The average person across the board stays in a house today 7 years or less. I think today it's actually less than that, but 7 years or less, okay? And if we're talking about millennials, young people, it depends on what your clientele is, but if you're talking about millennials or people all the way up into their, say, late 30s, maybe even early 40s, they're staying in houses 4 and 5 years, okay? So they're staying even less, but let's just go with 7. So let's say 7 years they're staying in, and let's say that you come up with a yearly gift. Now, at this point, you don't have to give them a $200 gift, okay? That's not what I'm saying. You want to just do something that's physical that gets you back in front of them. So they've been getting your monthly emails or even multiple emails in a month. They've been getting in touch by you on birthdays and holidays. They've been getting bi-yearly calls. They got an awesome closing gift from you at the end. And now what you're going to do is once a year, you're going to send them a card with a gift. Now, at this point, the gift can be anything. It doesn't really have to be this long-lasting thing. It doesn't have to be at the same level or even the same type, quality, etc. as the closing gift. This, at this point, can be a gift card, and let's just say $10 to Starbucks, $10 to Target, even $5, okay? It doesn't have to be very much. I would say make it 10, especially if you're talking about couples and you're doing something like Starbucks or Target or some sort of restaurant or something. It gives them enough to like buy a sandwich or 2 cups of coffee or something like that, right? But even, let's say you spent, and that cost you between $10 on a gift card, a couple dollars in the mail, a couple dollars on a card, you're at $15. Maybe $1 for admin, you know, blah, 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 okay? So you're at $15 a pop, okay? And let's say they stay in that house 7 years before you're going to get them again, okay? That's going to be, let's see, 30, 60, 90, 105. Okay, $105 you spent. So if they stay in there anything less than 7 years, that number goes down, okay? But let's say they stay in their house 7 years. Now, obviously, if they stay in, they end up being the 10, 15-year person. Again, what's it matter? Even if they went 15 years, all you're going to do is double this number. Or what if even 15 years from now, you know, your $10 gift has to be 20 because of inflation or whatever else. Okay, that number goes up to $300. Guess what, people? We've got $295 from right here We got $295 that we can spend before we ever get to that number. And I can guarantee most people's number for this 500 is actually a little higher. But I think y'all are starting to get the point of where I'm going with this. Is it's so much easier to take a past client and turn them into a client in the future again. It's so much easier. Less work, less heartache, and potentially less money. And in most cases of what we're seeing and what we've projected out, your spend to actually maintain that and get them back as a client is actually much less. And this client, let's say they bought a $150,000 house. Well, the next time they buy 7 years later, you take in an inflation, you take in the fact they got a bigger family, etc. They're making more money, etc., etc. Now they're buying a $250,000 house. So now you're making more money on the commission, and you spent less money to maintain them and less effort, all equals more money. So this is why this is such a powerful statement of fortunes in the follow-up. This is what all the big guys talk about. And I just gave you 5 totally awesome examples on how to really do this easily. I could have given you more. You could even go to a higher touch system as far as your physical phone calls or voicemail drops. I mean, heck, with the technology today, you could do auto text and voicemail drops every 3 months if you really wanted to. Again, there is a measurability. You don't want to be hitting them too much. They're not your friend. They're not a family member. You're just trying to make sure that your face is staying in front of them, kind of thing. You can even implement some of these things into referral, where you're asking referrals and stuff like that. But again, this is 5 totally awesome things that you'll keep that person in front of you. And I can promise you, 97% of your clients, if they're going to buy or sell in the same area that you're working in and what you did with them before, they are going to come back from you. Back to you, I should say. So I hope that helps you guys, and we'll see you at the top.